If you've been trying to lose weight and you haven't been successful, your brain is most likely at fault. How can I say that to you? How can I tell you that your exercise is not the problem or your diet is not your problem, but it's actually your brain? Well, for one, I'm a licensed therapist, which means I have been studying the brain and human behavior for more than 10 years at this point. Not only that, I also lost 40 pounds naturally in a healthy way over 30. Give you my 5-step system at the end of this video to go along with all of the information that I'm providing for you today. So first, let's talk about the brain. So first we need to understand the biology of the brain and what parts of the brain are impacting our ability to lose or not lose the weight. So first, let's talk about the hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus is the weight thermostat. It's what helps you to regulate your hunger and fullness cues with leptin and ghrelin. Leptin, which is from fat cells, tells the brain, we have enough stored energy, woohoo! But then ghrelin, which is from your stomach, tells the brain, we're hungry. And then, of course, the hypothalamus is where you have insulin, which is going to help you to regulate your blood sugar and signals energy availability. The problem is if the leptin signaling becomes resistant, which is usually from chronic overeating, inflammation, or super restrictive dieting, your brain starts to act like it's starving. And when it acts like it's starving, you're going to, of course, see those increased hunger cues and not be able to stay as full for long. Have you ever noticed how if you go on a crash diet or you eat in a super restrictive calorie deficit, then your body sort of freaks out on you, and suddenly when you're done with your quote diet, you decide to binge a bunch of food and you end up gaining all the weight back? The faster you lose it, the faster you gain it, my friends. That is your hypothalamus at work. Your body is signaling, hey, we are in survival, we need food, give me the food now. The prefrontal cortex, or the CEO of your brain. The prefrontal cortex controls decision making, impulse control, and future planning. But stress and sleep loss weaken this region. If you notice that you're somebody who is not getting adequate sleep or are in chronic stress, then you're most likely having difficulty making decisions. You want to treat decision making like a muscle that can be strengthened. A good thing to do is use if-then planning to avoid decision fatigue. Like, if I'm craving sweets after dinner, then I'll have a Greek yogurt and berries. Think about how you handle your morning routine. You don't have to think about if you're going to brush your teeth or not. You just do it. The more automatic we make healthy habits, the less we have to rely on willpower in the moment to get us through where we need to be. When your prefrontal cortex is weakened, you're much more likely to reach for those unhealthy or highly palatable snacks. You're much more likely to skip workouts or make justifications for why it's okay for me not to eat the food that I should eat, or justify a treat yourself kind of day in the midst of what you're trying to do. The amygdala. The stress alarm. The amygdala reacts to emotional triggers. It activates cortisol, which drives stress eating. When stress activates the HPA, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal system, it releases cortisol. And when cortisol is released, it increases your appetite for calorie-dense foods. It encourages fat storage, especially belly fat, and it reduces muscle breakdown resistance, which slows your metabolism. Chronic stress keeps the amygdala in high alert mode, which means that your cortisol stays elevated even without any real danger. And that's why after a stressful day at work, you probably find yourself just reeling into that fast food place that's on the way home. Thankfully, there are no fast food places on my way home from work if you've had a stressful day, because of that very thing. It's because your amygdala has taken over. It says, we are in panic mode and I need food now. I need fuel right now. Nucleus accumbens and the dopamine pathway. This links the pleasure to behaviors, making highly sugary foods or highly fat foods super rewarding. And over time, your brain learns to crave these kinds of foods for emotional regulation. Healthy foods trigger less dopamine at first, and so they feel less satisfying. But food cues like smells, ads, social events can light up your circuits and trigger cravings before you're even hungry. If the smell of pizza makes you feel hungry just by smelling it, that's just that you've been hijacked. Your brain is telling you that you want pizza even if you just ate dinner. And that's the sensation that your brain is getting from the desired dopamine hit. And did you know if you have ADHD, you are more prone to dopamine deficits? And so your brain actually craves even more dopamine than your average person. So if you have an attention deficit disorder, keep that in mind and don't beat yourself up if your non-ADHD counterpart doesn't struggle quite the same way you do with the necessary dopamine surges or dopamine hits. One of the ways we can combat this is by romanticizing healthy foods. This is what people talk about when you hear people say they're like romanticizing their exercise or romanticizing their healthy foods. This is exactly what they're talking about. They usually just don't explain it to you. And we do this in order to help give us a dopamine hit from something that doesn't have anything to do with the food itself. So maybe you're eating a healthier food with a lower dopamine, but you're doing so while you're listening to some of your favorite nostalgic music. Or maybe you're doing that workout to some of your nostalgic music. You're giving yourself the dopamine hit from something else, but you're pairing it with the thing that you need to be doing. This is also called habit stacking. Hey guys, if you're finding this video useful or helpful in some way, would you do me a huge favor and give it a thumbs up? It lets YouTube know that it's useful or helpful, so we'll share it out to others who want to learn about how their brain is impacting their weight loss. The hippocampus, or the memory keeper. The hippocampus stores past experiences and links them to current confidence and motivation. This is why we believe things about ourselves or don't believe things about ourselves. We have stored memories of us either doing the positive thing that we're supposed to do, or we have memories that serve the opposite, that say, hey, you can't stay on this diet. Hey, you can't keep this weight loss program. You've shown me in the past that you can't do that. So instead, we show ourselves the wins. This is a great opportunity for you to keep a journal. Log your workouts. Give yourself a check mark in your book every time you do the workout that you're supposed to do. Take the progress photos. Every action that you take is kind of like putting money in the bank. And as the piggy bank grows, so does your confidence in your ability to do the thing. It tells your brain, yeah, I'm that person. I'm the person who goes to the gym. I'm the person who lifts the weights. I'm the person who eats the healthy food. I'm the person who takes care of my body. And the more you build that, the easier it becomes to see, yes, that actually is true of me, rather than your brain seeing the things that you aren't doing. The anterior cingulate cortex, the resiliency switch.
Anterior mid-cingulate cortex are now a lot of data in humans, not some mouse study, showing that when people do something they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise per day or per week, or when people who are trying to diet and lose weight resist eating something.
Right.
When people do anything that they, and this is the important part, that they don't want to do.
Right.
It's not about adding more work, it's about adding more work that you don't want to do.
Yes.
This brain area gets bigger. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is smaller in obese people. It gets bigger when they diet. It's larger in athletes. It's especially large or grows larger in people that see themselves as challenged and overcome some challenge.
Right.
And in people that live a very long time, this area keeps its size. In many ways, scientists are starting to think of the anterior mid-cingulate cortex not just as one of the seats of willpower,
Right.
but perhaps actually the seat of the will to live.
This helps us detect mistakes and adjust our behaviors instead of quitting. And so I tell my clients to think about the things that they do like a TV program. If you miss a workout, you've just missed one of a series of TV shows. You haven't missed an entire series. And so rather than allowing our brain to accept defeat or say, hey, yes, I failed, we instead acknowledge that, yes, we missed the workout, but give ourselves a new opportunity the next time to get the workout in. If we adopt a course correction mentality that a bad meal doesn't ruin a day or a missed workout doesn't ruin a week, we practice saying, it's not failure, it's feedback. Because in the reality of everything, failing at something or being bad at something is actually a huge opportunity for growth. And in the gym, you want to fail because failure for your muscles means growth. And it does for the human brain too. The default mode network, or your self-talk center. This creates your self-identity narrative. If your inner dialogue is negative, behavior change is much harder. It's important to use self-identifying language for the things that you want to do. I am the person who works out instead of I'm trying to work out or I'm trying to eat right. I am the person who works out. You're teaching your brain, and you are teaching this part of your brain specifically, that you are that person. This inner dialogue had a huge impact on me, and it really changed the way I looked at myself. When I told myself, I was the person who worked out. I was much more successful at working out more days of the week than not. When I showed myself and told myself I'm the person who likes exercise to be difficult for them, then and only then was I able to make that change. And until you take I'm trying to mean I am the person, it's much more difficult to be successful. I want to give you 5 quick tips to help support all the things that we've been discussing in today's video. So number 1, plan your hunger. Support your hypothalamus and help it to see that you are safe. Support it by eating high protein and high fiber meals throughout your day to avoid being extremely over hungry, because over hunger also leads to binges in food, which again tells our body that we're not capable of doing the things that we actually are capable of. Number 2, pre-decide choices. This is the power of meal prep. This is the power of having something in your corner that's going to help you stay consistent. That's why I think so many people are successful using meal prep or other sort of more automatic ways of cooking for them, because in order for us to be successful in this, we have to avoid decision fatigue. And in order to avoid decision fatigue, we have to go ahead and make that choice at the front end of our day. So go ahead, make decisions earlier, either in the week or in the day, about what you're going to have at that dinner time slot. For us, we really like to meal prep protein taco pasta, or we have a bunch of sort of quick staples that we rotate through that are pretty quick and easy for us. Some people like meal delivery. It really is whatever works best for you. Whatever is going to eliminate your decision fatigue in that moment is what's going to serve you best. Pause before eating. Give your amygdala a chance to recover before you start eating and just slow things down. It also helps you to be able to signal when you're full more quickly than if you're just rushing and shoveling all the food inside your body. Number 4, make healthy feel rewarding. Use the system we talked about, romanticize, as stupid of a word as that is. Use the idea of romanticizing your workouts. Put on the cute outfit if that's what's gonna make you get on the mat. Put on the fun music. Eat the healthy foods while you enjoy some ambiance. Whatever it is that will help you to romanticize the healthy habit that you're trying to create and give you that dopamine boost is the thing that's going to help you to be most successful in doing so. Number 5, rewire your identity. Train your default mode network to believe that you are the person that you say you are. Teach yourself that you are the person who says you're going to do the things you're going to do. You are the person who's going to take care of their body. You are the person who wants to live a healthy life for their family. You are the person who works out 5 days a week. Whatever those things are, the healthy habits for you, teach yourself that you are that person by repeating to yourself multiple times a day, regardless of circumstances, that you person. It's just like any other muscle. You got to build it in order for it to grow. Weight loss gets a lot easier when you stop treating your weight loss like willpower and you start treating it like brain training. And I hope this video has served to be helpful to you today. And if it was, I would love if you would subscribe and come and join the family to let me be your non-judging mom friend who comes alongside you to help you reach your goals. Bye, friends.